Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Kickers Avalanche podcast. This was a game that I would like to forget forever, and I will never look back on this game again. Maybe.
We will forget about it soon.
Well, fortunately for you, you didn't have to listen to the stupid TNT broadcast.
Yeah.
Oh, it was bad, man. Like, I just come around, and I mean on the the Kenny Albert crew, the main guys for
Was it Kenny Albert?
it was the Kenny Albert, Keith Jones, Eddie Olczyk, and oh my god, they wouldn't shut up about the fucking Penguins.
Kenny Albert's the worst announcer in all of sports. I hate him so much.
I've come around on it, but dude, I swear, like they were like, oh, Josh Archibald's had so much of an impact because he knocked down Curtis McDermott once, and I was like, really? That's what you define as impact. And then I will admit I think their fourth line was good, but they were like being like, God, their fourth line's been so good after Josh Archibald took a penalty that led to the Avs' second goal of the game. And it's like, can you just take a breather?
I didn't mind it, man.
Well, you were watching.
I mean, I wasn't watching, but I don't mind like what you're saying right now.
My problem isn't that they're gushing over a guy. My problem is they're gushing over a guy and they just didn't I don't know. It was there was barely anything for the Avs. Like they mentioned in the second intermission, they mentioned the Avs once. And it was JT Compher.
Penguins dominated the game, so I mean,
they didn't dominate the game.
I don't know, man. It was
high danger chances were 14-12 at 5v5.
I mean, yeah, sure, but special teams are also part of the game.
So. I mean, I agree, but also like I don't know, like it's not, I don't know. I just feel like it's poor broadcasting.
XG all situations 6.32 to 3.17.
Yeah.
So that seems
but
like
it still sucked. The broadcast sucks. Take it from me. Look, just be happy you didn't get to listen to it. I wasn't the only one who thought this. This was a widely regarded thing.
I understand. That broadcast is terrible. Always has been.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you have former Penguins on the panel.
Yeah. Let's just get into the game. First period was really good from the Avs.
I thought the first period was just all right.
I really liked it. I mean, so the Avs, you got to keep in mind, they don't have Cale Makar. They don't have Manson. They don't have EJ. They don't have Erod. They don't have Lecky. They don't have Landeskog. And so, you're missing half of your top six, right? And you're missing half your defense as well. And second best player in the world isn't in the lineup. So all that considered, I think the first period was like good, like really good. I loved it from the Avs.
I don't know. I just thought puck control was not very good. 12. And the only line that did anything was the first line, and that was mostly just McKinnon.
No, I mean the depth had some moments too, like the Eller line, and the fourth line wasn't very good. I mean, even the Compher line had a couple moments in the first. I
thought the Compher line didn't do very good, and they had that one shift where Nichushkin drew the penalty, and that was and then obviously they scored the only 5v5 goal for the Avs. So it's like, all right, whatever. So that's, good for them. But I wasn't a huge fan of them. I mean, I thought Newhook was all right. The first period, I thought they couldn't do anything with the puck to save their lives.
They were just okay in the first, but then they kind of started getting, kicked in a little bit the rest of the game.
Yeah, I mean
first period, 12-9 scoring chances, 7-4 high danger chances. At 5v5, that's good stuff.
Yeah, and I mean the process was I think it's a little bit better than maybe probably could have Nathan McKinnon absolutely smoked the crossbar. So they could have got out in there with the
Finish
lead,
that one in front.
but the problem is they didn't.
Mhm. Yeah, that's okay.
They
Sometimes
didn't.
sometimes you just lose games. Yeah, I think it's okay. But
I mean, it's
they kind of just
my only big worry takeaway from this game is the fact that this is like, I know this is an exaggeration, but like their cajillionth time that they've had an opportunity to take the lead in the Central, and they just continue to lose that. Like that game they have where they can take first place in the Central, they just don't win it. And
there is context though. Like, I mean, it is a pretty compromised lineup right now.
I mean, the Penguins are a pretty compromised lineup too.
Their defense, yeah, but their forward core is.
I mean, their forward core isn't, is compromised, but their forward core isn't very good. They have their bottom six is not very good.
Bottom six is okay.
It's been pretty bad this whole season.
I like their top six though a lot. Jeff Carter is very good. That's why they.
Well, and then he scores 2 goals against the Avs. So
yeah, I mean, two goals were just like, like.
If you thought there was a god before this game, there isn't anymore, because Jeff Carter got to play in this hockey game and score goals, and Cale Makar didn't. And obviously, this has nothing to do with the hit on Jeff Carter, but this isn't justice. There's no right. I hate Jeff Carter. I hate the Penguins. I don't like the Penguins anymore. I never liked the Penguins. I don't know why I said it anymore. I just don't like them. I don't know. It's like, I mean, you just won 6 games. And I mean, the Penguins are desperate. And, like you said, I mean, there is context with the injuries, but also like, there's just some things where, I mean, I don't know. The first line was just non-existent in the first period. And at 5v5 at the third period, I wasn't very thrilled with them either.
5v5 in the third period was not good, in my opinion.
No, I mean, they weren't playing super desperate at all, to be completely honest.
They're just kind of going through the motions.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then Eller loses Carter on the back door.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that Crosby, we can just kind of start at the start of the goals. That Crosby goal, man, that's one of the coolest I've seen in person.
That was pretty nice.
Right in front of
Hader's going to have a field day with that one, though.
Right in front of him, man. It's just a cool goal. So
I was actually looking down when he scored, and I heard it, ring piping in.
Yeah.
But I kind of had an idea of where he was on the ice, so I had no idea. And then I looked at it. I was like, that was a backhander? What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, well, I guess it is Sidney Crosby. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
The only time I've ever seen a backhander like that in a game has been Mikko.
Man, that puck just such a cool goal, man.
It was kind of I felt like that goal was kind of just an idea. I mean, the Avs weren't getting unlucky the rest of the night. They didn't really deserve much luck, but it was definitely like, McKinnon smokes a crossbar in the first period, doesn't go in. Crosby hits pipe and goes in.
I don't know if it's hit the post. I think it
hit it's different because that's the inside of the post. Like it's like the very inside of the post. You know
what McKinnon should have done?
Probably scored.
He should have shot it better.
McKinnon should have decided to keep playing hockey after the first period. So
I think he was just frustrated after the first. I think he kept playing. He kept
playing.
Penguins did a pretty good job.
I mean, he also did it. I don't know. I was just a little disappointed. I didn't see the McKinnon who was like, oh, Sidney just scored a dope goal. Well, I got to show him up. It felt like, oh, all right. Well, yeah, I'll try my best, I guess.
He was pretty good today. Not Crosby, but.
Well, that was the other thing. What did you think of Sidney Crosby tonight?
I thought he was good, man. He's so good.
I mean,
got it. He can get a little lazy in his own zone sometimes, but
he scores that goal, and I'm like, look, that goal's incredibly good, and obviously, he draws, 2 penalties.
Man, I thought he was just everywhere. I thought he was so good.
Dude, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't notice him. The only reason I noticed him, I noticed him sometimes, but the only reason I consistently noticed him, I feel like the third period was probably his best. I was noticing him a lot when the Avs were trying to push. He was breaking up stuff in the neutral zone. But it felt like it was just the they literally were like they showed the all around player thing and they were like, look at him dumping this puck in. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? It's dumping a puck in.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I thought
we're gonna give guys a nice round of applause for that, dude. Then I'll give Andrew Cogliano the heart because that guy knows how to dump a puck in with the best of them. It was I don't know,
but yeah,
and then there's the 5-on-3 goal, also pretty good.
Yeah, it's a nice tip by Gensel on the first shot, and then just kind of bats it in.
It's pretty nice.
Pretty skilled by Gensel.
What did you think of the call on Cogliano? Do you think that was a good
one?
one?
Yeah, that was my one thing with their officiating tonight was the 5-on was giving
the 2 ones that
5-on-3 called. And then missing the Bleau high stick. Did not give the Avs a 5-on-3. But yeah,
and then the guy who played the puck from the bench.
Yeah, the guy who played the puck from the bench too. I didn't know that was legal. I mean,
who thought? Yeah, no, that one irritates me because you look at the refs and we've watched hockey. We know how they officiate games. They, especially situationally, they can have very tight whistles and they can have very, they'll let play go. Usually on power plays, you really got to do something to get that 5-on-3 call. And what Andrew Cogliano did was, I mean, you could make an argument that probably shouldn't be a penalty most of the time anyways. But for a 5-on-3, it's an interesting call to make. And I mean, I don't know. It's hard for me to see when I'm, on the TV because I don't get to see the whole rink. But when I see, all I saw was Crosby and Malkin be like, what the hell? And then I see a ref put his hand up. So it was a little weird. But I don't know if he called it immediately.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I mean, I didn't like the call, but,
And then obviously Jeff Carter. Wait, no, that wasn't the one Jeff Carter. No, that was the Gensel. We just talked about that. So that wasn't very good. And I mean, you don't like the call, but it's still, you can't have your depth players taking penalties when they're not going to score goals.
Mm-hmm.
So that really kind of made things tough for the Avs. They obviously score a goal later on a really nice play. Nice forward. Mm-hmm. Probably the really nice forecheck, the accidental pass by Nichushkin, and then a nice shot by Comfer.
Mm-hmm.
It gives you a little bit of hope, but then you immediately turn around and Logan O'Connor takes a bad penalty, another depth guy, and Jeff Carter scores.
Yeah. That was really bad penalty killing.
Yeah, no, I don't care if he's Jeff Carter. You don't leave guys just wide open.
Mm-hmm. It's not like Jeff Carter's not an NHL player anymore.
Yeah, it's not like.
Yeah, out of all the goals, that was the one where I was like, man, it would have been nice to get that save just because he read it. But I don't blame any of the goals on Georgiev.
Yeah, I mean, this game could have been much worse without him.
Yeah.
He was very good, which is what makes this all the more frustrating.
Yeah.
Did you know that Tristan Jarry had never won a game against the Avs until tonight?
I did not.
Now you do. Once they showed that stat, I was like, all right.
Yeah. So then it was, what, 3-1? It
was 3-1. Yeah. And the Avs get a power play. Pretty soft call, I thought. Yeah, well, it was a makeup call for sure. I was like, holding.
Yeah.
Sure.
But, yeah, kind of a weird goal, little shot pass that just ended up beating Jarry 5-0.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's just.
Yeah, I don't.
It's power play goal.
I mean, it was a good power play. It was their best power play of the night, probably.
Yeah. And then Lars loses his guy on the back door.
Yep.
And that was
Just
that.
every time the Avs scored a goal, Penguins would score pretty soon after. They couldn't get any sort of momentum building, and they didn't really try to be completely honest. I mean, I don't know about that, might be a bit of a stretch, but like they weren't like it wasn't like they were score a goal, dominate, and then the Penguins would just march down and score. You know, they'd score a goal, and then the Penguins would. So that was not something I was pleased about. And then I mean that one I felt like I don't know. I just didn't have after that one I was just like, no, this game's over. It's just there was just I don't know. Like I was like, unless
Yeah, I
they
mean,
score a
it
goal,
sucked all the energy out of the building because after the 3-2 goal, it was kind of, you know,
it's like bumping.
we can do it. And then, yeah, I mean, one small mistake and it's in your net. Nice play by the Penguins.
And then Sidney Crosby doesn't know the rules.
I don't remember. I don't know what you're talking about.
The one where the guy was offside and he shot the puck in.
Oh, I left before that.
Oh, okay.
I think I left like with like 2.5 minutes left. So I heard that happened in the car on the radio, but I didn't see it.
It was kind of funny. I was like, what you doing, buddy?
Yeah. So yeah. I don't know. This is one of those games where it just kind of looked like the Avs went through the motions a little bit.
Yeah, it felt like, it felt like what it was. The Avs didn't have anything to play for, the Penguins did.
Right. The Avs really didn't.
One team was trying to break.
I mean, I don't like to compare effort, but like, dude, the Penguins were so hungry.
Well, they blocked like anything they possibly could.
Yeah. And I mean, yeah. I just didn't. I mean, I liked the first period from the Avs, but then the rest of it was just kind of a shit show.
Yeah, I just didn't like this game at all. Like nothing about this hockey game. So, one thing that really frustrated me was Alex Newhook's inability to score some fucking goals.
Yeah, it's starting to get in his head a little bit. You can kind of tell there's one in the second period where
it's kind of in my head too.
Just a wide open, shooting lane from the slot on a rush play with, and he just tried to pass it to Mikko, way too fancy.
Yep. And I mean, you could see it too. His shots, he's not aiming for corners. It's just it's all in the center of the goalie's body. Feels like half the time he's hitting his chest.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably just in his head, and that's okay. He'll get out of it. I mean, his last 6 games he's got no points, but before that he had 7 points in 10 games. So it's just a little. I mean, it comes and goes with him, and that's been the theme the whole season. Like some nights you're like, man, this guy, you can just see it, and then some nights.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe if they put him at center on that line instead. They're not going to, but
no, they wouldn't. I didn't think he was bad. I mean, I actually thought he was pretty good tonight. I just didn't.
I thought he was.
I just think he's in his head.
I wasn't thrilled with anybody on that second line, to be honest, man.
Oh, I mean, I liked Val a lot, and I liked Nui a little bit. I just think when it's a tough task for those 3 guys to, I mean, their 2 top matchups were Gino and Sid. So,
right.
It's just a tough ask for those 3,
Right. It's, I don't know. It's just.
So
it wasn't a good night. I don't.
Yeah.
God, I don't know. Was there a player that you liked tonight?
Yeah, a few.
Well, except for Georgiev, obviously.
Yeah, a few. I liked Devon Taves.
I thought him and Sam were pretty good.
I didn't like Sam Girard past the first period. I liked Sam Girard's first period.
I guess that's probably fair. Yeah, Sam got a little messy.
Yeah, I liked Nate. I thought Nate was pretty good. Not his A game, but I thought he was pretty good. He had a really good first period, tailed off the rest of the game, but he was still engaged and competitive. So
Yeah, kind of. I don't know. It disappoints me. I mean, I know someone was telling me, well, when the half the second period is spent on the penalty kill, what do you expect your stars to do? And it's like, well, that's actually a better thing for them because they're not playing. And I mean, they're competitors. Nathan McKinnon and Mikko Rantanen, Dennis Mulligan, they want to play hockey. So when they finally get the chance to play hockey again, they should be making the most of it. And they didn't. And that's what really annoyed me is that it's like, why? I just don't understand how, what was the reason for that?
yeah, I mean, it's okay. Like bad nights are gonna happen.
Yeah, I know, but it's just like, I don't know. I feel like, bad nights.
They did just come off winning 6 in a row.
That's true. I mean, I'm not like saying tear the team down, but I mean,
it would be nice to like see the A game. I haven't seen the A game in a while. I think that's another frustrating part of it.
from
The Avs A game, haven't seen it in a while. I mean, the Chicago game, I
well,
didn't think it was even close to their A game.
well, yeah, the Chicago game, it's kind of different. I don't know. You can make an argument that Detroit. I mean, obviously, there's the one period that isn't very good.
I didn't think Detroit was their A game.
And they kind of cooked Detroit,
like later in the game in stretches, yeah, but not the whole time. Like,
well, I mean, I guess, but I mean, you take, I guess, they, it was a little sloppy.
yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, you didn't really.
I guess, given the circumstances,
which made the road trip super impressive because you didn't really see it, like for a whole game. A lot of like sketchy wins. I guess Montreal is the last time you got it, where they just dominated Montreal.
Yeah, I mean, well, San Jose.
I would say the Montreal 8-4 was their A game.
Yeah,
but yeah,
I mean,
that's
I
what
don't know.
7 games ago.
I know, like Toronto wasn't like their A game, but it's really
good B plus
close. That's pretty close to an A game.
I get that one a B plus just because the only goal they scored was weird. But yeah, I mean, and the thing that's concerning for me is the checking and the details haven't been great since. I mean, really the Ottawa game, or not the Toronto game, like the Ottawa game, a little loose. Red Wings game, I thought a little loose. Georgiev bailed him out a lot. Chicago game, again, like a little looser than I would have liked against a team like Chicago. And then tonight, obviously, you give up 6 expected goals.
Yeah, and I mean, part of that, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I get it, but also like you said, they don't have Kale McCarr, they don't have Josh Manson, they don't have Arturi Lehkonen, they don't have Evan Rodriguez.
Yeah, I mean, like tonight was a tough ask. I mean, there's context, but tonight was a tough ask against a really hungry Penguins team with that kind of talent, the top end talent.
Yeah, I mean, you got Arizona, Anaheim, and then you have 2 big games, so you gotta
start banking points.
To be honest, you have to. I mean, I have to, but you kind of have to go on like a little 5-game win streak here. I guess if you like lose the one game to the Ducks, like it doesn't feel good because you already lost to the Ducks, but also it's like it's a Sega Baba, and John Gibson will probably turn into prime Patrick Waugh.
I mean, Arizona's always weird.
Well, right, in the mullet game.
And I'll be at the mullet.
So will I.
Yes, I'm excited. A little family vacation.
We'll be able to talk to each other during the game, from across the ice.
Yeah. We'll see. I don't even know where I'm sitting. Yeah. And then Ducks.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. They have to win hockey games again. I mean, they only lost 1, so I don't know. Just got to bounce right back. I think that's been a problem that I've had is that they've had a tendency to be a little bit streaky at times. 1 loss turns into 2 or 3, or, a winning streak gets over and then they go 1 for 4. So you got to Gotta get right back on the saddle is kind of my take on it.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be nice lift to get Kale back for the Friday game,
Right.
and then I hope they get. I mean, I hope they get Kale and EJ back for the Friday game, and then you're cooking.
Yeah.
So
I have no idea when Erod will be back. So
Erod concussions, you just don't know. So I
right.
would expect probably at least like 10-ish days from the hit,
Yeah. I don't. Yeah.
at least,
I don't.
because he wasn't feeling good. So
Yeah. By the way, how the hell do Avs keep getting shots to the head with like no penalties called?
yeah, I don't know. I'm
So
not sure.
weird. It is so weird. Boy, I don't know. Is that? I mean, I think that's all I need to cover for this
Your
game.
stars?
Just kind of was a poo show. Oh yeah, well, you kind of did yours.
Oh yeah, I kind of went down the list and said,
Yeah, I think it's Georgiev, Taves.
Georgiev, Taves, McKinnon.
I think I'll go Nuke.
Yeah, Chooch was pretty good.
I don't know. I think maybe with Erod and Lecky out, you might want to consider splitting McKinnon and.
Yeah, that's what a bad McKinnon and Rantanen game looks like. Like the puck's in the right end most of the time, but they're just too fancy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's if you want to get some depth or if you just want to really stack your top line. I don't know what you want to do. I mean, you're playing some not very good teams, so maybe you just stack your
I would
top
just
line.
stack a line, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, McKinnon and Rantanen versus Arizona, yeah.
Yeah, hopefully they do better than they did last time. I mean, they didn't do awful. They didn't score at 5v5, so
True.
would like to see them do that a few times.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's it.
Disappointing player.
My disappointing player. My disappointing player was Bowen Byram.
Mine was Sam Girard.
I thought he was. I don't know. I just didn't see anything from Bo that made me impressed.
Yeah, Bo's playing with Jack Johnson though. Jack Johnson does tend to have that effect on people.
Oh, yeah, but I don't know. I still, be a little bit better.
Yeah.
Last
night, but I didn't think he was like horrible or anything.
Yeah, I just wasn't like. I don't know. There was enough where I was like, okay, what you doing? But yeah. So, all right. Well, I think that's it. We'll get out of here. Maybe the Avs will get back to winning. Hope they better.